What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room, and I'm back at you with another video. This is your daily video, and we're going to give a weekly wrap-up. We're going to talk about a lot of good things. But what I need you to do right now is hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I need you to come along with us on the journey. Check the description tab out. Tons of tools and tidbits to make you a more successful trader and more knowledgeable about the market. Now, if that sounds good and you're ready to rock it with us, then all I got to say to you is follow me. Let's go to war. Traders War Room, legal disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Content is for entertainment and education purposes only. You're responsible for every decision you make. Have fun, use caution, and always go to war. Check out our website, the true one-stop shop for all traders and investors. Lots of things right there on the website. We got click buttons. You can buy, purchase products and services right from the website. You can view videos. It is truly a one-stop shop, and we are proud to present new and innovating technology right there on this platform. So check us out today. Check out Trader War Room flagship, the Discord, okay? Another one-stop shop right there on Discord platform. Real-time buy and sell alerts. We're talking options, stocks, future, crypto, forex, live trading, Zoom classes, one-on-one mentoring. We got free and paid services. Guys, even in this market where it's difficult to find direction, we're able to make plays and get people great information. So come check us out today. Our community is top-notch, and I promise you, you won't regret it. And stay with us till the end of the video. We have our upcoming classes and promotions that we believe that everyone will find value and worth with. Definitely check them out. Stay with us, and we hope to see you in some of our products and services in the near future. And before we get into the video, TWR is proud to pronounce our first sponsor, MGI, Maximum Globus Incorporated. They have this product that's called Black Garlic, guys, and there's some great information behind this particular product that's curing a lot of diseases and helping people live healthier lives. Obviously, anything in the beginning stages, it's not evaluated by the FDA, but they are on track to making great moves, and hopefully in the future, this will be an on-the-shelf type of item that you can get in every drugstore. But if you're interested in this, you want more information, check out the website and use the link to get your discount on this particular wonder product, the Black Garlic. Check it out today. Now, let's get into the buzz report, okay? What's hot and what's not in the stock market. Let's get it. All right, and here's how your markets closed today. Obviously, another bloody day on Wall Street, but we definitely got some hopes of it potentially pushing up into a slight rebound come Monday, but obviously a lot of downward pressure here currently closing out this week. Definitely not what we wanted. Another representation. Overall, the entire marketplace was just nothing but a little pops, little glimpse of hopes, and then it just sharp reversals down to the downside. So definitely underwhelming and actually a pretty slow Friday for the marketplace. Every sector was red, consumer discretionary taking the large dump of the day, and even utilities not doing so well as all. Energy, one that's been booming the past couple of sessions, was even hurt pretty good. So definitely looking for some rebound come Monday and into next week, but closing out the week, red across the board. Closing out the week, here's your total premiums, calls versus puts. You see some money's coming into some of the bigger tickers. We got some money coming into Amazon, Tesla, SPY, the Qs, Tech, Apple, Google, AMD, NVDA, and Merck. But also on the flip side, we got money coming out of it, going to the call or the put side. SPY, Tesla, Qs, Apple, pretty much the same tickers. It's kind of a 50-50 type of wash sale going on here. So will be interesting to see what happens come the bell ring on Monday. Some of the top tickers that are interesting, GME's back in the scene again. We got Tattooed Chef right there. Target's been booming around a little bit. Starbucks, BABA, BIDU. We're seeing some of the Chinese stocks that have been beat up pretty much, kind of trending hard. So definitely paying attention to some of these Chinese stocks. They're at small, lower sell-off levels that give an opportunity for investors to kind of buy in, and we might see some dramatic bounces that can get us some momentum moving on the upside. So definitely we'll pay attention to those as this week comes on Monday, seeing how these do. But here's the ones that are being popular and people are talking about. Top news story, debt deadline and central bank hikes loom in Russia. So the cost of Russia's invasion on Ukraine will become a lot clearer next week. With a previously unthinkable sovereign default looming, more emergency central bank measures likely, and a stock market crash guaranteed if it reopens. So we're paying attention to that because that will have a lot of implications over here as well, as far as general sentiment and also what kind of things we need to do to assist our allies over there if the market crashes over in Russia. Second news, Berkshire rejects a shareholder call to replace Warren Buffett as chairman. So Berkshire Hathaway on Friday urged the rejection of 4 shareholder proposals recommending that it replace Warren Buffett as chairman, report on its plans to handle climate risk and reduce greenhouse gases and improve diversity. So we're starting to see kind of a sentiment that Warren Buffett's getting to the age where they think he should probably handle it down and let another person step in. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Warren Buffett, as you guys know, is some would say he's a stock market genius. Others would say he's extremely lucky. But regardless the way you look at it, he knows his stuff. He knows the market and he knows the industry. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays. But he's getting old, guys. He is getting old. So they need to find someone to fill in his boots. And this is interesting. So we're paying attention to Uber and Lyft next week. Uber to roll out fuel surcharge in the United States amid high gas prices. So Uber Technologies said Friday, U.S. customers, excluding New York City, will have to pay a fuel surcharge from March 16th as the ride-hailing firm tries to address concerns in drivers and couriers hit by record-high gasoline prices. Now, what does that mean? Could Uber people potentially not make, as much money? Well, here's the thing. Uber probably isn't going to go anywhere. People are still going to use Uber because they're comfortable with it, they trust it, and the price will just add additional revenue. So I can see this going both ways. Either investors are going to be like, well, hold on, change is coming, so we're going to kind of short the stock, and we think that a little bit's going to go to the downside, or people are going to start getting excited about this, and even though there's some price hacks that'll affect the consumer, that's more revenue into the underlying stocks, pocketbooks, and financial balance sheets. So it'll be interesting to see how it does. Now, if Uber's getting out here in the opens, we're paying attention to Lyft. We're also paying attention to some other people that are in the same industry. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week on this. Let's talk about a couple killer trades that we had this week. And some trades this week just flopped, and we'll talk about those as well. All right, so Bumble made us some good money, man. We were able to make money on the way up, and then people wrote it back down. But we got into Bumble at that first green arrow on the left, okay? We knew Bumble had earnings. We were doing a gamble. It was cheap. We hopped into Bumble. It rose up, moving into earnings, killed earnings, extremely shot up, and we were able to sell out of that second green arrow right there. Now, people that continued along with this, and I didn't even have to tell you guys did this on your own, so congrats. You guys noticed the downward momentum along with the too much too soon type of jump, a 2-leg strategy, up, consolidated, up, consolidated. You guys wrote this down on that second green arrow off to the right, and congratulations, because you made money on the puts. That's a twofer, riding it up, making the money, riding it down. Bumble was a killer trade. We went almost 400% on this particular trade, and guys made a killing. So congratulations again. CSX was another trade, man. We made a killer trade with our first one. The second one flopped, but we're going to talk about the first one in this particular one. We'll talk about the flop here in a second. The first one we did, 38 call at the bottom green arrow. We got in. We rode this up again, 2-leg strategy. Up we went, consolidated. Up again, we got out, made a killing, okay? Went about 150% on that particular trade. Definitely a great trade. Now, we tried to get into it again, so we did have a flop on this one, and we'll talk about that here. You see the red arrow? We got in down there. We decided we thought it was going to do some continuation. It popped a little bit. We were able to trim out some, and then it just continued to downslide, and we ended up losing some money overall on that particular trade. So the first one, fantastic trade. Went without a hitch, 2-leg strategy, boom, made our money. The second one didn't quite get there. Luckily, though, we trimmed, so it wasn't a complete loss, but we definitely don't like to have those ones on our record, but the market was not playing it towards the end of the week. We were able to make some pretty good money on some SPY trades. We ended up getting into a day trade on Friday with SPY. We pushed it up. I think it was I can't remember the contract offhand, but it was a short day term on some momentum going into intraday trading. We were able to make a little about $20 ride up on it, but then we got back into it because we thought we were getting some continuation, and SPY just continued its downward trend, like you can see over there off to the right, and we actually lost money out on the Friday market. But SPY was a great trade. Trading this entire week, you were able to make money on the rise up, make money on the rise down. But definitely, it was a volatile market. And just when you thought SPY was going to continue to jump up, it would just turn on a dime and then it would just roll down. So we're interested to see what SPY does this next week. Hopefully, we got more consistent uptrends with less dramatic downtrends moving into this next week. American Airlines, man, we made some good money with American Airlines, all right? We were able to get in down there between $12 and $13 for a $14.50 call. It rode up, as you see, moving into, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We peaked out. We were able to make our money right there and get out. Those of you that thought there was going to be some continuation, I seen some of you guys in the comments getting back into the trade. Ended up kind of flat. It just didn't have the momentum to push. It tried to push moving into, Thursday going into Friday. It just didn't have enough steam. I do like American Airlines going into next week and beyond. I think it's just a matter of time before we start to make $14.50 our new home for the near term, and then we start tracking back up to the $15. So I am bullish on this. However, we got to pay attention to it because the market sentiment is just so crazy right now. It can have the market sentiment and the stock is just not moving in our direction. So we're paying attention to it, but I do like this for continuation. CSCO, we ended up failing on this particular trade, man. We thought it was going to hit that $57 range that it did at the end of last week, and it wanted to. It looked like it wanted to. I do like this still for continuation. I do think we have some downward pressure coming, though, but when we start to raise a little bit higher, I think when we start to close specifically above that 55.50 area and we start to make that our new home moving up, I think then we can start looking at the new levels at the $57, $58. But for right now, this thing's kind of losing some steam. We really need some volume, so I'm a little bearish on this. I think we go back down and we start testing the $54 areas on this particular trade near term. Kroger, man, we made a huge killer. Man, we rode this one up last week with the calls when Kroger was talking about its, production. The CEO was on, and then we thought it was too much too soon, and we were able to make a killing with the $57 put. Kroger just demolished it, and we came out of that one with, I think, about 250% profit. And definitely Kroger was kind of doing its thing. I still like this level where it's at here. I think we can push up with Kroger going into $57, $58. However, I think supply and demand and logistics issues are such that it's hard for these particular retail stores to do fairly okay right now near term. I do like Kroger as one of the better ones, also Walmart as another one that I do like for the retail stores. So we'll pay attention, but definitely great trading on Kroger. If you guys followed alerts, riding the calls up, making that money there, and we rode this thing all the way down to the bottom over there by the $54 range and made a killing off that $57 put. So congrats on this trade. Bank of America was another one that kind of was a 50-50 trade for us. We ended up getting in there over there in about the $38 range, and we got a $41.50 call. We were able to trim at about a midway point between our entry and our target area, but it just never got enough steam to quite make up and surpass that 41.50 area and hold it for very long. So we ended up kind of failing out on this one, kind of a 50-50 trade. I do think Bank of America is going to have a bounce here soon. I think the entire financial industry will have a bounce here very soon. However, these are definitely going to be played pretty close to the cuff because financial sector is coming into question as far as with inflation and a Russia's default and stuff like that. So I do think that this has some bearish tendencies moving into next week, and it'll be interesting to see what the sector does come opening bell. And boy, this is another one in the financial sector. I'd like to get this one back, man. This was probably a wrong call. I had too much bullish sentiment. We had a $51 call, and this one just couldn't break it and make money. This ended up expiring worthless. We were able to make out with a little bit of profit, but I think last thing I looked at my portfolio when I pulled the plug on this one, I was at like negative 75% profit. So this was definitely the wrong time to get in this trade, especially closing out the week. Theta, it had some promise at the beginning of the week, but Theta just kept kicking our butt because we weren't moving in enough dramatic momentum towards our target, and Theta just kept eating away at this one, and this one was definitely the wrong time to call this one. And I'm looking at this as more bearish sentiment moving into next week. I think we got a little bit more downside coming from Wells Fargo before we see the true signs of the reversal in the financial sector and this thing eventually raises. So here's another trade that we had. This one was a fertilizer company, I believe, the CF, and it just didn't move the way it wanted to. It bounced around in too shallow of an area, and we needed a more dramatic push to closing out the week. So this was a great potential play, but I think we should have went for a week to 2 weeks out on this particular play, give it time to mature, and instead we went with the 11 March expiration date, and it just didn't have enough time to mature and pop like we needed it to do. So we'll be looking at this one for another trade into next week, seeing how it performs, but definitely thinking to push the contracts out at least 2 weeks out, if not more. And this one was a fantastic trade that we did. For some reason, the levels weren't on here, but we knew that JD was one of those Chinese stocks that was going to struggle. We ended up getting on the put side of the house, and we were able to make a killing off of this one. Okay, we rode this one down from like close into the $65 ranges all the way down to the 47s and the high 40s. So I think like $47, $48, something like that. But JD definitely made us a killing, and congrats to everyone that got in on that one. This one you only got and received via the premium 3.0 Traders War Room Discord server. Okay, this was only for the premium 3.0 people. This was a live trade, and you guys are the ones that got this trade, and we made a killing on it. So if you guys want trades like this, you know, hey, a little promo here. I suggest you guys get on the Traders War Room Discord and you upgrade to 3.0 because we're doing fantastic things over there with our live on-demand side of the house. And another one, we made a killing early on the week on. We were able to get in this $53 range, rode this all the way up to about the 58, decided to get into another swing trade on this one, and which one I wanted to highlight. Swing trades are extremely difficult right now in the market, guys, but it just didn't have enough steam closing out the week. So while we made a killer on the one trade up, we didn't make our money on the second trade, so this was a 50-50, but current levels on ONs in the semiconductor area, this is my particular favorite stock. I like this one better than the other ones. Just a matter of time before we break and hold those higher levels at the 50s, and then we go on to progressing, seeing what the 60s and 65s have to do. So keep your eye on. If you guys like AMD and you like NVDA, you guys will love ON because it's cheaper. The contracts are a little bit better priced for a budget, and it still has the volume, and it pushes along in that semiconductor. So check out ON if you're into that sector. All right, so let's talk about some upcoming classes, man. Listen, especially in volatile markets like you're in currently, you guys want to get your knowledge on. And at $15 a pop, it's hard to beat Traders War Room Zoom classroom platform that we have for you guys. You can register for your classes upcoming right from the website, or you can buy the historical classes right from the website and view them 24/7. So to each their own, but here's what we got upcoming and near term for the new classes. All right, tomorrow we got trading indicators, all right? How to use multiple indicators for killer profit. This is going to be a fantastic class. If you guys want to know what type of indicators to use and when to use them and in what particular market, that's the important part. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. on 13 March for the trading indicators class, and it'll be a killer class. You guys will get a lot of knowledge, and every purchase receives the recording of this for a tool and a resource later. So I hope to see you there tomorrow. And on Sunday, 20 March at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have our 7-figure mentor back with us, teaching you guys how to avoid pitfalls. He's going to give you strategies. And listen to this, guys. This is key. And this is why I'm so excited for this class. And I think you guys need to really think about investing in this class above all other ones. He's going to teach you the strategies that he utilizes before getting into a trade and while actively managing the trades. Okay, this guy's been trading for 35 plus years. He is a subject matter expert. He's a professional, and he has built his fortune to become a multimillionaire based off of the strategies he's going to teach you guys in this class. $15 to learn from a millionaire and learn from a pro on how to trade and how to actively trade your trades. Fantastic deal in my opinion. I hope to see you guys there, and it's 20 March on 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, guys, that's the video. And again, come check us out at the website, man. We got everything over there at click buttons. You can come check out everything we have to offer. You can get more information about our Discord, or you can click the button and sign up for Discord right there from the website. You can check out the analysts that we have available for one-on-one mentoring session and book your session right from the website as well. You'll get a confirmation email and we'll set it up, and then we'll execute them on Zoom. And you can also see what classes we have to offer, both upcoming classes and historical classes, man. Again, $15 a pop. And we're going to start issuing here very soon a package deal where you can pick like 4 or 5 classes and get a discount. We haven't implemented that yet, but when my web designer gets back from his vacation, we're going to talk about implementing that in a new feature or in the near future. But $15 a pop, guys. You get the classes. You can watch them right from the website, or you register for the upcoming classes and you'll get your registration link right there in the email so that you can reserve your seat and be put into automatic distribution for when the recording is done. So guys, truly a value of service. All right, guys, that's the video. I want to thank you for your support and coming with us on the journey. It truly means a lot, man. We try to put a lot of effort into our servers and our social media platforms. Listen, this market is crazy, and even as professional as you want to be, man, you're still going to take some losses. You guys saw me take some losses this week, and it's definitely stuff we don't like to highlight, but we want to keep it real and let you guys know that we're just trading just like you guys are, man, and just that we got a little bit of experience and a little bit of tools and a support group that follows along with us. But we want to appreciate you guys for being with us on that particular journey, and want to remind you guys that we always look at the stock market here at Traders War Room like a war zone. Stocks and sectors are our battle, and we're doing together as a team, okay? A community of like-minded investors. Now, if that's something that you can gravitate towards and you want to get on board with that, then all I got to say to you is follow me and let's go to war together.